Hi Capricorn, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. Thank you so much for joining me on your reading. If the setup looks a bit different, it's because I'm recording from my sister's place. I'm here this weekend and I'm recording from her dressing room. She's a real clothes, she's my twin. She's a real clothes horse, loves clothing, jeez. So yeah, that's why everything looks so different. I'm not a clothes, well, I am a bit of a clothes horse. I love clothing. Do you like this? It's Zara. Sorry, I'm talking shit on the video, but you know, sometimes it's nice just to, you know, check in, say hi, and all that good stuff. So we're going to have a look at what's coming up for you guys in the month of October. You'll already have your love reading back to back, so you're going to go and check that out if you fancy it. Okay, so Universe Spirit, what's coming in for this? Oh, if you'd like a private reading with me, go to www.carolsuniverse.co.uk. So Universe Spirit, what's coming in for the zodiac sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. I'm speaking the name of the viewers that are watching this. All Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. What's coming in for the majority of my viewers who are Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Oh, for the month of October 2016. Show me Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. For the month of October 2016. In a moment I'm going to put the cards on the desk. Split the deck into three. Gather it back up. And when I've finished, show me the two top cards to indicate what the general energies that Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs will be feeling in the month of October 2016. The card from the bottom of the deck, which shows the advice that you have for Capricorns in the month of October 2016. And the 8 cards in the centre of the reading to show the people, circumstances, situations, issues that Capricorns, Sun, Moon and Rising signs will be dealing with in the month of October 2016. Show me. Right, okay. Sorry to be flicking my hair around. What we're going to do, we've put the cards together. I'm just going to infuse for a moment, and then I'm going to separate the deck into 3 from the left to the right and collect from the left to the right. We're going to put down the 2 top cards, serve as your general energies for this month, the bottom card, advice, and the 8 cards in the middle to show us the situation for the month, what's going on. Right, okay. I will also do an angel advice card afterwards to see what the angels have to say about the reading. So let's start with the general energy. Let's see what's coming up for you. Oh, Queen of Wands, the Hanged Man. So the Queen of Wands is about being proactive, but we've got it with a Hanged Man. So it might be where you need to take a different perspective on a few goals and maybe creative projects that you guys are working on. For some of you guys it might be a passionate relationship. Queen of Wands can often represent, we know that that's not you because Queen of Wands is usually an Aries energy. She usually represents the zodiac sign of Aries, but she can in a general reading show as a Sagittarius or a Leo as well, but usually an Aries. But Queen of Wands, she's very fast paced, she's very determined, she likes to be number one, she likes to be the centre of attention, she's very much about things being solely based on her. She's very beautiful, she likes to use her body to communicate, so she's a very sexual individual, which is why this card can sometimes show up, especially if it's love, that it's a very passionate, exciting relationship. She is a go-getter, she's very ambitious, very motivated. Often you find this lady as a leader in terms of work situations. This is someone who is at the helm of many projects, that type of thing. But the Hanged Man can be, you know, perhaps there are many things that you are doing within the month of October 2016, Capricorn. Some of these things, it might be that there is a little bit of a suspense period, and we know that the Queen of Wands doesn't like to be in suspense. So she doesn't like hold-ups on things. She likes to move fast, and she likes things that go fast, okay? So she likes, if she puts something into motion, she wants to see a quick turnaround, okay, for all of her efforts. So it might be that there might be some things in the month of October that might require your patience within the month of October before things can come to full fruition, because we've got a Hanged Man with the Queen of Wands. So it might be that you've got plans that you've set into motion. It might be that you're working on a lot of projects in the month of October. Some of these things might come to a standstill for you, but it can also be with the Hanged Man as well, where you need to look at, you know, you need to look at something from a different perspective. So if you are running into problems around anything within your life in the month of October, Capricorn, I feel that you need to find a way around it. The Queen of Wands sometimes can be a very, very conventional individual as well in terms of how she approaches certain things. So with the Hanged Man, to me, that's saying, you know, you need to approach a situation from perhaps a different perspective in order to find a solution. Hanged Man often means stop to me. So whenever I see a card and it's facing that Hanged Man, it's like this. So if I have the Queen of Wands and the Three of Cups, I would know that something is amazing that's happening. So something that you're doing, perhaps, even though you're not a Queen of Wands, it's your energy. Even something that you are doing is blowing up. There is a certain excitement around it. It's bringing in successful outcomes, successful returns. But because of the Hanged Man, it either says both things. When we have to look at something in a different way, often it means that there is an obstacle around that. So we need to find our ways around an obstacle within our lives. Or it can mean, you know, that it's at a standstill. It's just not the right time or the right thing to do. Okay, so the Queen of Wands faces an obstacle. She faces the Hanged Man. Okay, so for some of you guys, in terms of this being your energy, it might be that something that you are on fire with, something that you are motivated and ambitious enough to do or want to happen. It might be that there are a few things that need to be sorted out before they can actually move forward for you. What's your advice card? Well, it's the Chariot. And the Chariot says the advice is, you know, you need to put things into alignment, because with the Chariot card, often this means that this guy here, again, it's the card of determination, focus, ambition, moving forward. But this guy, the Chariot, is all about overcoming obstacles. So the advice is, I feel that you need to rein in anything that's wanting to go that way or that way, because the Chariot can sometimes mean I'm being pulled in two directions. And in order for this guy to have a successful outcome, he's got to rein those sphinxes in order to overcome the obstacles. So sometimes the sphinxes often mean our own mindset. Okay, so what is it that you're doubtful about? What is it that you're worried about? What is it that you see as being an obstacle or standing in your way of moving forward? Well, what you need to do with the Chariot is reining. You're the one in control of you. Don't let your fears, don't let your obstacles control you. You control the fear and you control the obstacle. So this is about, I feel in the month of October so far, Capricorn, about allowing or not allowing your fears and your obstacles or things that you see getting in the way of victory. Because the Chariot is a card of victory. I feel it's not allowing things to get in your way of victory, not allowing things to get in the way of overcoming certain issues in your life, but it's more about reining those things in and taking control. So I feel that it's a month of taking control, because the Queen of Wands is not used to seeing the Hanged Man. She's not used to seeing an obstacle in her way, because she's so confident about everything that she does. She's confident that she's going to have a brilliant outcome in every venture within her life. So when she sees an obstacle like the Hanged Man, it's like, okay, I need to find a way how I overcome this. So this is why I feel that you've got the Chariot that says, do not allow obstacles to stand in your way, because victory is ensured in the month of October if you can find a way to navigate your way around anything that you feel is putting you in two directions. Because victory is a card of success and victory. So the advice card is you will achieve success. You will achieve victory, but the victory and the success is mainly down to you and how you control an obstacle. Let's have a look at the first two cards. Well, we've got the Queen of Pentacles and, oh, the Five of Pentacles. So the Queen, we've got two financial cards that show up here, and the Queen of Pentacles is often a card about someone who is very adept at financial planning. Okay, she's very knowledgeable about what is of value to her. So that's in terms of finances, that's in terms of home, hearth, children, her home. She's very much the type of, you know, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles are very much the same. The problem with the Queen of Wands is she likes to rush through the details. So it could be something that you've been working on that you've not really looked that much into, because the Queen of Wands often means to rush and to get everything done all at the same time. Okay? And with the Hanged Man, to me that is, have you looked at the details? Because there's a little bit of a hiccup here, something that you're moving forward with, you've not really done your homework, because you didn't see the obstacle coming. What you've suddenly noticed is something, a project, something that you were working on, it could be a fantastic relationship perhaps, is hitting a little bit of a rock. It's hitting a little bit of a wall there, because you didn't take the time to investigate what you were doing properly, which that Queen of Wands can actually be responsible for. She can actually be someone, this is the thing with the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles will take one thing at a time, and she will go into heavy detail over something here. Okay, this is what she will do within her life. She will look at the bank balance, she'll look at the bank sheet, she'll look at the balance sheet, and she'll go meticulously over everything to make sure it's right. So she's just as much as a project manager as the Queen of Wands is, except that the Queen of Pentacles is not trying to impress, and the Queen of Wands likes to make an impression. That's perhaps why she likes to be seen as the centre of attention, the woman that can do this, she can do that, she can do everything. But she faces a Hanged Man, she faces a hold-up on something that she's been working on all of the stuff that she's been working on. She's been doing too much, and to me it's almost like it crashes a little bit. So this is why the advice card is, I feel, to rein things in, to take control, because I sense a lack of control with the Queen of Wands and the Hanged Man energy showing up here. Which is why in your general energy, I feel that in the month of October, Capricorn, and this can be you guys as well. Yeah, this is actually you. Queen of Pentacles is a Capricorn energy. When you get Queen of Pentacles, it means a Capricorn person. So this is actually you guys here, meticulously looking over something here. Looking over the money. Looking over your plans. Meticulously planning. And what you're meticulously planning seems to be followed up by the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles often means financial insecurity, financial instability. Okay, so this is why I feel with the Queen of Wands and that Hanged Man as a general energy, there are things that you are wanting to move forward with, but the Hanged Man says, well, you need to take a look at a different look. Look at something from a different perspective. Maybe things that you've been working on in the month of October, Capricorn, cannot come to fruition as yet, because you need to do a little bit more digging. You need to look at something in a different way, take a different perspective. You also need to, with that Hanged Man, pause and reflect. Okay, so look at something from a different angle, because the way that you've been going, or what you've been doing, cannot carry on going the way it's going, because you're hitting a brick wall here. Because I feel that the Hanged Man often turns up when it's a warning sign. It's like, stop, wait, look, listen, and then move forward. So there's something that you need to revise. To me, there is a sense of needing to revise a certain thing that you've been doing in the month of October 2016. And that's why we see you meticulously looking over something here with the Queen of Pentacles energy. But it leads to the Five of Pentacles. So I feel that there is something that is shown up to you. Something that reveals some form of lack or instability, especially perhaps within your finances, in the month of October 2016. Because to me the Queen leads to the Five. And Five of Pentacles, we know in terms of finances, often, you know, if this was a love reading, you look at the Five of Pentacles, can be a lack in a relationship, it can be separation, it can be support, you're still supporting someone through thick and thin. Okay? It can be where you're being shut out from a certain society or from the church. Because that Five of Pentacles can actually represent the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is a social order, is a religious order, can be an educational order, a governmental order. But there's something that you guys are doing here with the Queen of Pentacles energy that's leading to the Five of Pentacles. So sometimes the Queen of Pentacles can mean an investor, a friend, somebody who wants to help you in a financial way, giving good advice. But I feel that you hold your own counsel here in the month of October 2016, Capricorn. And for some reason, it highlights an issue here, perhaps in your finances here. Perhaps it highlights some instability in a structure that you were trying to build. Or perhaps you have gone for help on a certain financial situation and it doesn't work out the way that you want it to. And that's why we have the Queen of Wands and the Hanged Man. Maybe the plans that you were looking to make, that you were working on, that you were so confident about, have hit a little bit of a rock there with the Hanged Man. Because it says there's a little bit of a problem here. You've hit a Hanged Man moment. Now the Hanged Man means to have your hands tied. It means to be awkward. To face an awkward situation. It means where something is held in suspense. Queen of Wands does not like suspense. If she goes for something, she wants to go for it all out, and she wants to achieve. She is very much an achiever, that Queen of Wands is, because it's all about her. She looks out for number one. I'm not saying you guys purely look out for number one, but as an archetype, this is what the Queen of Wands does. So she won't let anything stand in her way. But the problem is the Hanged Man. And when you get the Hanged Man, it's going to have to be, I need to look at something in a different way in order to find a solution, or my hands are tied, therefore something cannot go ahead until a solution is found through the Hanged Man. And that takes pause and reflect and going over the details again, re-evaluating a situation. So there's something you're going to need to re-evaluate that I feel you are confident about. And I feel that that's through meticulous research, looking into the problem, looking at the details of a situation here that leads to the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles highlights the instability for me within the situation of what you're looking at here. Let's have a look at the other cards. We have the Four of Swords and the Two of Swords. So the Four of Swords is often about inner reflection. If you look at this guy here, he's looking at three swords. So he's looking at trouble. He's not willing to act as yet because he's contemplating how he overcomes this three swords here. He's ready to go to war, but just not yet. So he's ready. He's got the Ace of Swords, basically, at the side of him. So what's the Ace of Swords? It's mental clarity. It is the beginning of inspiration, ideas. The beginning of an inspirational idea. It's to be certain. It's facing the truth. So the truth lies at the side of the guy, but he's not willing to act on the truth just yet because he needs to contemplate with those Three of Swords, how do I actually go about doing this? How do I actually go about solving this issue? I have the tools to solve it, but I need to find a way of how I'm actually going to go about doing it. I don't want to just race in there with the sword and cut through the problem because maybe I need to sort out how I do it at first. So I need to find a strategy. And I feel with the Two of Swords what this leads to. I could say that it leads to blocking out your intuition, but that wouldn't make any sense to me as a sentence. So I feel that it leads to certainty. You actually do come to a decision here. Even though we can say the Two of Swords is being indecisive, being in two minds, not knowing where to go. We'll have a look at the other cards around it when they show up. But I feel that this is, the Two of Swords can also be mind over matter. Okay, so blocking out the fear, because water can be fear, emotions can be fear-based. Swords are more about courage and bravery. Water energy, the cups, can always show fear. If you look at something like the Five of Cups, that's sadness, that's loss. But what's the Five of Swords? Well, I'm going to get up and I'm going to defeat this. So the swords are always ready to move. They're always ready to strike. They're an aggressive energy, is the swords. Okay? Whatever sword card you look at, depending on where it's placed in the reading, it's pretty much about being quite aggressive with one's ideas. With the Two of Swords, as much as this can be indecisiveness, so you can be covering up how you truly feel by your ideas, it can also be, well, my ideas take precedence right now. I need to go with what I logically feel is the right thing to do rather than what my heart is telling me to do. So right now I need to be more assertive than emotional over a situation. So I feel that whatever it is that you do in the month of October with those Four of Swords, whatever the obstacles are with the Three of Swords that you are contemplating, because you are ready to strike, you're ready to sort a problem out here, it leads to some form of resolution with the Two of Swords. Because the Two of Swords says, I've found the balance now. And I'm ready to do something about this situation. Because I understand what I need to do, and I understand that I need to protect myself with my ideas. So whatever is being resolved here with the Three of Swords, or thought about, or contemplated, you find the resolution, I believe, with that Two of Swords. That it's not about cowering away, or it's not about hiding, or it's not about fear, but it's about fight. You've heard about the fight or flight syndrome. Well, I see fight here rather than flight. Let's have a look at the other cards. Well, that's interesting. We'll get the other cards in. I feel for some of you guys, there could be an issue around a particular individual. Okay? Because you've got the Ten of Swords that shows here. And the Ten of Swords often means, I just feel completely desecrated. I feel completely like giving up. There is so much overwhelming things for me to think about. But also this can be other ideas from other people that are really kind of keeping you in victim mode. Or making you feel there's nothing you can do. And we can see that in this group of four, we have a Queen of Pentacles, and this is you guys. You're assessing something here with that Queen of Pentacles energy. You're meticulously going over the details. It leads to an understanding of loss, because you've got the Five of Pentacles. So I feel whatever it is that you are assessing and meticulously going over, Capricorn, in the month of October 2016, you understand that this will incorporate some form of loss. This will incorporate probably some sort of separation. Could be a relationship. Because you may have given up the Ten of Swords. It could be on a person, the Emperor. The Emperor can be a pretty cold-hearted individual. Okay? He can be a pretty standoffish individual. He's not about the love, he's more about the order of things. And I feel that this might be something that you want out of, because we've got an Emperor underscoring the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so the Emperor is to be ordered and structured, to create a foundation. It's a foundation card. But it's also where somebody will not budge on something here. So maybe could it be that you are looking at the value in terms of this relationship? You are meticulously going over the details of this relationship and how it relates to you in terms of your home, in terms of your standing financially. Maybe this is something in which you need to make a sacrifice on, because we see you guys, the Five of Pentacles. Perhaps you have children and you're deciding to leave a partner with your children, potentially, because you've given up. But I do feel that there is a time of contemplation that comes in here, in which you will be resolute on a decision that you make. It might spark off new creative ideas with the Eight of Wands, in which new doors open to you with the Seven of Cups. But it could also be that with the Queen of Pentacles, I'm surveying and I'm evaluating what I need to do in this situation, because I've given up on it, the Ten of Swords. I'm kind of done with this. The Ten of Swords often means to be done with something, because the Five of Pentacles means there is no spiritual depth to our relationship, or there is no spiritual depth or happiness, or there is no inclusion. I feel out in the cold. It could be via an Emperor. So maybe some of you guys are feeling shut out by a particular person, and therefore you're giving up with the Ten of Swords, because maybe you're looking at the value of who you are with that Queen of Pentacles. And though you might be going inward to find solutions over this heartbreak, the Three of Swords, remember, above this person's head, and you're not willing to act as yet, you need to solve the issue with that Three of Swords above his head. So it's a time of contemplation. For some of you guys, it might be that you're in two minds even. I know it said it didn't mean to be in two minds, but looking at the whole spread, it might be that you're in two minds, because things might be a little bit up in the air with that Eight of Wands. And therefore, there are some pretty hard choices for you guys to make with the Seven of Pentacles. So therefore, I feel that the overall energy is that you are determined and you are courageous enough, and you are ambitious enough to go forward with your dreams as the Queen of Wands. But you face a Hanged Man, and that is having to find a solution, look at a resolution, take time out, pause and reflect before you do anything further. Rather than just going hell for leather, rather than just saying, okay, I'm giving up on a particular thing here and I'm moving on and that's that. I feel that you're using your nous. The Queen of Wands is a brilliant character. She's very clever. She's looking out for number one. But also with this Hanged Man, I feel that there is something that you need to recognise in the steps that you actually take moving forward. Because the Hanged Man says that maybe there is a problem. Maybe your hands are going to be tied on something and you need to find a way to solve it. The advice card is you've got to move forward. Because even though there might be obstacles here, the only way to success is to overcome the obstacles. Okay? So overcoming your fears. I read something to one of the other signs. It's on the wall here. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And it's true. The same thing I think applies to this reading. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. So moving forward, I feel in the month of October is going to be very much an energy for you. Because you are determined to go in a certain direction. But that Hanged Man says, well, I'm looking at the problem. There is a little thing that kind of stands in the way of me actually achieving what I want to do. And I feel it is around a relationship. Whatever this type of relationship this is for you, work, love, whatever. There is some form of an obstacle here because you are recognising that a decision that you make will lead to perhaps being an outcast. So perhaps for some of you guys as the Queen of Pentacles, you're in a marriage, you're comfortable. The Queen of Pentacles often means to be secure, to be stable financially. But with the Five of Pentacles, it represents, well, this insecurity and stability will be no more. So we're looking at a complete change from a Queen of Pentacles energy, which is you guys, security, stability, financial security, comfortable home, cozy home, to being out in the cold with this Five of Pentacles. And it could be that you feel just completely destroyed by an Emperor. So the Emperor means order. But you've had enough of this order. We could often look at the Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor as being the same sort of thing, just in terms of structure-wise, because both cards mean to be secure and stable. But the Ten of Swords and the Five of Pentacles are kind of the same thing. And they represent disorder, chaos, difficulty. So I feel that it's a choice between difficulty and comfort. But what gives you the most benefit in the month of October? Is it still to be in a relationship, whether that's work, love, whatever it is, and feel uncomfortable? You might have everything on the outside, but do you have everything on the inside? And I feel it's recognising I don't have everything I want in this relationship. I might have a structured way of life. I might be very comfortable in my way of life, but do I have the love that I need? Do I have the partner that I need? Do I have the partner that cares about me? So this takes careful planning. Because you have two directions that you could take. And for some of you guys, you'll be resolute in where you want to go. And for some of you guys, it will take a bit of time. For some of you guys, it will be that you're resolute. And suddenly things start to open up for you with the Eight of Wands. Suddenly life starts to get going. And you're starting to see doors opening. New opportunities coming. For some of you, it will be, well, I'm still in the mire. I'm still stuck with two ideas. And therefore everything is up in the air because I have a hard choice to make. So I feel that whichever way you want to see this reading, it's saying you can overcome obstacles. You might be caught in two ways. You might feel pulled in two directions, but you have to think about the direction that you actually want to go in. And even though you are on the precipice of change with that Queen of Wands because you're moving forward, she's always moving forward. Always. You are determined to move forward with a particular action plan. What the Hanged Man is saying is pause and reflect. So at the end of the day, the energy is I want to do something, but the Hanged Man, I'm afraid of the Hanged Man. And the Queen of Wands, believe me, is often a fearless character, and she doesn't like hold-ups. She really, really doesn't. The Hanged Man says to pause and reflect. You can also say, well, I feel my hands are tied. Or something is in a little bit of limbo. Queen of Wands is looking at over a situation that is in limbo here. But you might be creating your own limbo. Because you might be afraid to do the things that you want to do. Because you're so caught up in a certain order and structure within your life, Capricorn. So it's all about taking the bull by the horns as the charioteer does. And even when those sphinxes, which can be horses, are threatening to pull that chariot apart, he reins it in through strength. So it's about having strength, having fortitude, having courage to overcome obstacles in terms of relationships in the month of October 2016. Let's have a quick look at what your angel card is saying. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising in the month of October 2016? What is the advice? What is the advice that you have for Capricorn in the month of October 2016? What's the advice? Angels, what advice do you have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of October 2016? Show me. It says yes. Wow. What does that mean? Yes is, it's a bright yes on the card. Let's have a look. Yes, bravo. The decision you've made is the right one. There's no need to continue to sort through additional options. You know what to do, which you do know what to do, but your fears are holding you back, Capricorn, and you should move forward with your plans. You've made the correct choice for your personal growth and development. And that Queen of Wands can mean personal growth and development because she's a confident character. However, some decisions can be a true challenge. If the task ahead of you is daunting or even sad, then proceed with your plans in a way that is life-affirming and self-loving. Ask your angels to be with you every step of the way and don't hesitate to call upon friends and family for support. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So this is a month of fortitude and strength, Capricorn. You are split, it seems, in two directions. Some of you will be very, very certain of the path you want to go down, and things will start to open up for you. Because when you start overcoming obstacles, that's when the universe starts opening up all sorts of doors, and you'll recognise that in the month of October. For some of you, you'll still be in the mire, you'll still be undecided because things are up in the air and you have hard choices to make. But the Chariot, as the advice card says, be fearless, overcome your obstacles, rein in those fears, and move forward in the direction that's going to give you the greatest happiness. That is your reading, Capricorn, for the month of October 2016. Check out your love reading. I can't remember what that was about, but check it out and see what you think. Thank you for your time, guys. Love you. See you in November. Bye-bye.